Hi guys and welcome back to the fifth episode of this Girona Director of Football Let's Play. I am going to show you first how we did in the league. As you can already see here, 5 games, 5 victories, started the best we've ever started and of course first in the league. In the Europa League we have now been placed as well and we are playing, I think this is a Bosnian side, I didn't even know that, AEK Greece, Besiktas, Turkish side, Belgium side Anderlecht, Dutch side Groningen and Slavia Prague. Oh, there's actually more games in the Europa League than there is in the Conference League. So also playing Union Berlin and West Ham. So very nice, 8 games where we will get a lot of income from, so that's nice to see. What you're all here for probably is the transfers, and let me just get right on there. Before we start, let me just go to the 26-27 season because here you can see a lot of players that have left later on in the season. So first things first, Igor DF has left to Al Tawun. I mean, these are wages that we can't really pay and I don't want to pay. Bought him in for 11.5 million and just sold him on for 22.5 million with potential add-ons. So we'll make a profit of 60 million on a 27-year-old, which is fine by me. Then also what happened is Santa Fernandez got loaned out. The youngster that we brought in a couple seasons ago for 2.9 mil isn't really getting any playing time, so might as well just loan him out. Then some youngsters here as well that have been loaned out, and we've also sold Sekou Koita, who we brought in a couple seasons ago for 850k. So now sold him for 10 mil to Las Palmas, and I will show you why later on. Then also a very big sale. Jesus Hernandez, our striker, who was doing insane for us in the league, left for 42 mil. With add-ons, it could be a 54 mil deal. He's now playing in Lens, and I think Lens are playing Champions League football. So good for him. He's playing Champions League football now. They are actually not even playing Champions League football. Let me just see where they got placed last season. So Lens got placed 10th, so he's moving not even to European football, but for some reason he wanted to go there. He's earning 205k. That's just not something that we can pay, but of course they can, so that's good for him. Then also Angus Gunn left for 1 million, just trying to sell him on. Arrived on a free, didn't really play for us. And Killian Fisher, same thing. Thought he would be a good player. Our coach didn't really like him or didn't play him, so he's now left to Granada. And then I think these sales we already went through. This was already around the January transfer window, so that's not really interesting. And then we also had to bring, of course, some people in to replace them. So first things first, we brought in Fernando, a very good striker who we're going to need now that Jesus Fernandez has left. Only on 36k. Played for Red Bull Salzburg before, and before that for Shakhtar, but I think might as well just be as good, maybe a little bit better than Jesus Fernandez. So very happy that he has come in. Then we've also brought in Gabriel Carpi, who is a backup winger. I loaned him out now because I want him to get some playing time, and I don't think he was gonna get any playing time for him. So paid 7.7 million for him. Got loaned out to Mets immediately. So hoping he can really improve a lot there. Then we've also bought in Stefano Turati, a new goalkeeper, 71k, so very expensive, but I just wanted two good goalkeepers and not just have one, and if it's injured, then we're having a problem. So Turati is in for only 7.75 mil, so that's not too big of a deal. Then one of our first WONDERKIDS, Olive Farver, we have bought in. I don't like the red arrows, but this guy is looking the real deal. He can play on either the left or the right side where we need him, and he already has 16 first touch, 17 dribbling, 15 acceleration with 17 pace. This guy is looking like he's going to be giving us a lot more money in the future. Bought him in for 11k from FC Copenhagen, so hoping I can sell him on, and if not, he could become a starter for us. Then we've also bought in Fabricio Lopez, who is looking insane. Just take a minute to look at this guy. This guy has like the perfect technicals already, needs to improve some of his mentals, and his physicals are alright, but this guy looks to be the next Luis Suarez. He's only on 50k a week for 5 years, already a 3.5 star potential, or hit or current ability and potential ability is could be upwards to 5 stars. So really interesting how he will do, and he already scored 5 goals for us in 5 games. So very happy with his performance so far. Those are all the guys that came in last season. Now let's go to the next season and you will see that we have bought in a lot of people. I wasn't planning on it, but we also got sold a lot of people, and the biggest sale of them all is Alan Velasco, the Argentinian winger who we brought in at the beginning of the series for 6.5 million, left for 65 million to Saudi Arabia. The Saudi monies came for him, and we didn't say no to that. He's earning 675,000 euros right there, and we just couldn't afford that. And we're happy to take that 65 million and reinvest it into the team. Who also left is Destiny Udogi. He was playing very well for us, but a bid of 21 million and his very high loan meant that I really wanted to get him out. Sold him to Red Bull Leipzig for, I think, yeah, 21.5 million, so not that bad. Happy that he's gone. And now we can take a look at what kind of players we did bring in, and what we did bring in is going to amaze you. First things first, let's start with the lowest signing, Ruben Polido, a backup center back. Just needed one. 24k for 4 years, it's fine. We just need a backup for if everybody is injured. Then we also brought in another backup midfielder, Christoph Asklitsen. Very well rounded from Bodo Glimt, very cheap player as well, on only 50k a week. So very happy that he has come in. Very low wages, brought him in for 3.6 million. So very happy that he has arrived. And then our next wonder kid, Daniel Ion, a right back who can play all down the right side. He's stated as a star player because that's what he wanted, but of course he's not playing as that. I hope that he's just going to either be a starter for us, or we can sell him on for a lot more money than that 4.1 million that we bought him from. Then another player who is a backup for us, Iron Akale, a backup striker which we needed. As you can see, good physicals, good technicals, the Holy Trinity 14s, only bad passing, and mentally he is also alright. So really looking forward what he can do in those games that he gets some playing time. And then we go on to the bigger signings this transfer window. Stanis Pedrola, a backup or a replacement for Veloso. Of course, you can see he doesn't have the greatest of mental stats, but he does have the stats that you need as a winger. He physically a beast, technically very good, but mentally he's okay. Just hoping that he can do what Velasco did, but hopefully a little bit better or the same. I think it's just going to be the same or a little bit less, but we'll just have to wait and see. Then the big signings of this transfer window, Valentin Barco from Boca. Look at this guy, physically, mentally, and technically a beast. Can play all along that left side, but also in the middle of the field. I think one of the best players for the future. 90k, 98k a week, very expensive contract, but this guy could be the real deal, and I think he's going to be either our left back or left winger for the years to come. Then our last signing, and this may have been a mistake, but bear with me, guys. 29.5 million for Marvin Watuwe. As you can see, a very good player, resolute personality, but look at these physicals, look at these technicals. Also a left back, 18 years old. His potential ability, which all my scouts says that it was 5 actual stars, so 4 stars and a half star. So really looking forward to what he can do. I hope he improves a lot. I hope he gets enough playing time. Right now he's got 5 games under his belt, so doing pretty well. Hope this guy improves, and if he improves, he is going to be our starting left back for the years to come. Anyway, those were all the signings. So if you take a look right now at our finances, we are 46 million in the positive. We still have 28 million in our transfer budget. I'm not going to be spending that. I'm going to be saving that up. Maybe if something else comes along that I want to buy a player, but this is how we're going to be looking. If you go ahead and pick without restrictions and pick the best team, I don't know about Liam's skills here. I think someone else is going to take that spot, but of course, what I'll be looking for in the next transfer window is probably another centre back, but for now I think Liam Skills can do what he does well and just fill in that gap. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. I will be back to you in the January transfer window, show you how we've done in our first season in the Europa League and in the Spanish division. I will show you the transfer that we're making, show you the youth intake, and of course later on I will show you how we ended the season. If you're curious about how you can set up your save as a director of football, go click the link in the description below, and also you will find a link there how I make all my signings based on data. Anyway, I will see you in a couple of seconds. The January transfer window has arrived, and before I show you anything else of how we did, I wanted to show you two signings we made. We have made a signing of Aaron from Atletico B, a very nice youngster with a perfectionist trait, 2 stars, but could still improve a lot. Great physicals, great well-rounded mentals, and just everything you need for him to play as a ball-playing defender. And then also Vladimir Irkar, who is a Slovakian centre back, very good, just a solid all-out centre back. Very professional, 3 stars, great physicals, 18 bravery, which is always good on a ball playing defender or just any defender for that matter. 14 marking, 14 heading, and 13 tackling, only 18 years old. So these guys are really for the future. I hope they develop. And 8 million for each of them, around 8 million, is a bargain. I will sim through to the end of the January transfer window, show you if we made any other signings. If so, I will show them to you. But before that, I will show you how we did. So as you can see, we started off the season pretty well, but then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses, I think in 8 games, so that wasn't too good. But we then recuperated with wins on Granada and Zaragoza, and we also did pretty well in our first European League games. As you can see, the Europa League, we finished third, 5 wins, 1 draw, which is very nice, which means that we're automatically through to the round of 16, which is very nice. In the Spanish division, we're in 8th spot, which is a bit lower than I expected, but then again, if we win one more game, then we're suddenly in 6th, so we shouldn't be too worried yet. And of course, there's a lot of good teams in that Spanish division. I will be simming forward to the end of January. I want to ask you one thing. If you're still watching this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel if you want to keep updated with all the content. I really work hard for it, but I want to see if you have any recommendations, leave them down in the comments, and thank you very much. So just give me like 5-6 seconds, and I'll be back with the end of the January transfer window. We have arrived at the end of the January transfer window, but before we look into the transfers, let me show you how we did. We won 1, 2, 3 games in the league, and we tied one against Real Madrid 2-2, very impressive. Scored 2 goals in the last minutes of the game, and also 2 victories, 2 victories in the cup, and then a draw and a loss in the Europa League, which means that we're still through to the round of 16 and 7th seeded as a 7th seeded team, so that's very nice. And also in the Spanish division, we're currently 5th, but it's very close as you can see. Losing 2 games will mean you're in 10th, and winning 2 games means you're in 4th, so we have a lot more to lose. So let's just see and hope that we can keep this run going. Then let's jump into the transfer that we did. I did very reactive business, so when I sold someone, I bought someone in his place. We have 116 million wage budget and 23 million transfer budget still left, but we're not spending all of that. Maybe if a good transfer comes on in the later on in the year, but I don't think so. So let's first take a look at the sales. So we sold 2 persons in this transfer window. We did sell Jan Macon to Al Ain. I'm not very sad about seeing him go. He did play pretty well for us this season. He was a starter. However, when a club like that offers that much money, we just want to let him go. We bought him in for 10.75 and he could potentially give us 27 million, so very nice for a 27-year-old. And also Alvaro Fernandez, our starting goalkeeper for 3 seasons, when he arrived on a free, and then we got someone else in, so he didn't really play a lot anymore. So sold him on also to Saudi Arabia for 14.25, because of course last season you saw that we brought in Turati as a replacement for him. Then I spent the cash on 3 signings here, and let me tell you, these are 2 very interesting youngsters. First of all, Maxim Ivanov, the Ukrainian attacking midfielder who we're retraining on the right side, so he can play there, or we could replay him to play in the center as an advanced forward. Anyway, he cost us a lot of money, 23 million, but I think this guy's the real deal. Already a 3.5 stars, could potentially become a 4.5 star, 14 determination, 18 technique, 16 first touch. If he doesn't improve anymore, he's already a very, very, very good player for our team. So anyway, that 23 million will get the money's worth out of him for sure. Also already 9 caps for Ukraine, which is very nice. Then the next wonder kid is Marius Bayens. A little bit worse, I think, than the Ukrainian that we got in, but this guy has a driven personality with 18 determination, great physicals, and great technicals already for that ringer spot, that right or the right back spot. Bought him in for only 8.7k, so I think that's an absolute steal for a guy that if he improves, he's going to be worth a lot of money, and if he doesn't improve, he's still a good backup for us. So 8 million, very much worth the deal, in my opinion. And then also I brought in Diego Altuve because of course Alvaro Fernandez he left. He was a backup goalkeeper, so we need a new backup goalkeeper for 2.9 million. I bought this guy in on a 6.25k wage, so only 6k a week. That's like nothing for us. So very nice that he's in. Looking very good with 16 kicking, 16 one-on-ones, and of course very important, he doesn't do anything weird with the ball, with eccentricity on 3. So looking to be a very good goalkeeper. That's all the business that I did in this transfer season. I will come back to you when we've got the youth intake, and after that, of course, if the season has ended. The youth intake is upon us, and this year not as good as a youth intake than last 2 years, but still pretty okay. The 2 elite talents are Antonio Almeida, who's a goalkeeper with 12 determination and already 16 rushing out tendency. Looking pretty good. If he can develop, he will be, I think, a rotation or maybe a squad player for us. I'm not sure. I'll just hope that he has high potential enough so that he can fulfill that potential as well. Then we have Felipe Ortega, 12 determination, pretty okay mentals already, pretty okay physicals as well, but just needs to improve a lot if he wants to become a starter. Then Lusao, which I brought in because of his 14 determination, but not really expecting a lot from him. Gennar, I also brought in because of his 19 determination, so a very good player as well. Emir Ben Am, I brought in because 16 determination, and these guys all had either low determination or a bad personality, except for this guy, 16 determination, fairly determined, and I can just click a random one and you'll understand why I didn't sign him. Fickle personality, good stats, but low potential ability, so didn't sign him. So that's our youth intake for the season 27-28. The good old trusted end of season review as the last part of this video. Let's go ahead and click on the new arrivals. As you already saw, we did bring some nice little players in. Valentin Barco, I think is the signing of the season for me, 26.5 million, but this guy, 11 goals, 13 assists, just a great, great signing. Also, not to forget, Fabricio Lopez, 23 goals, 8 assists, may also be signing of the season, but those two, they really helped us finish where we are. And where we finished, let me show you. We finished in 7th. So the last couple of games of the season, we did manage to, we didn't really manage to get any wins. As you can see here, we did beat Real Madrid here, and this run of form here is very poor. Like we lose against Mallorca, Sevilla, Atletico, and Atletico Madrid and Atletico Bilbao, and then we win against Barcelona and Madrid. It's just very weird. But anyway, this end of the season run kind of killed us here, so that meant that we're now in 7th. The Europa League, we got knocked out by Wolfsburg in the round of 16. A very poor result there as well. And in the Spanish Cup, we got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Barcelona. Of course, seventh position isn't bad, but I was just hoping on something a little bit better, like maybe fourth or fifth or sixth. But we're going to have to do it with seventh. If you can see here, if we just win one more game, we're at 66 points and we play Champions League. So I would say we're pretty close. But I mean, if we lose one more game, we're also in 10th. So it's or in ninth. It's kind of very weird. There's a lot of top teams in Spain right now, so we're just going to need to do a little bit better. Anyway, still moments to remember. The 2-2 the match to remember against Madrid and 7-1 biggest run. That's not very important. Sponsorship, we got a lot of more broadcast revenue because last season we finished very high. Competition money we got a bit more because we played in the Europa League. And of course 1.4 million on shirt sales. Then the accolades, as you can see, no one really performed this season. And the right back position and the left back position are really things that we need to improve if we want to do also play with the big guns. So that's something that we need to really change if we want to do a lot better next season. But anyway, that's not something that we can do anything about. We're just going to have to try to find some people who can play in that position very well. We're doing a pretty good job because we're bringing in a lot of youngsters. Anyway, record breakers. Malvin Watua is our highest transfer ever paid by a player. He played 30 games, 6.79. He should, if you look at form, you can see where our manager plays him. So he should be the wingback on the left for our starting years to come. But I think he's not included in this because, oh, he is, but he just scored a 6.8. So maybe he will improve still a lot. We're just gonna have to see. Barcelona crowned champions again. I think that's the fifth. Yeah, that's the fifth one in a row. So they are doing pretty well, but the Real Madrid's coming a little bit closer. So yeah, this end of run of form was very poor, but unfortunately we couldn't really do anything about it. What I might consider doing is loading a tactic from the database and using that as my tactic, so we get a lot better tactic wise, and our assistant just uses the tactic that he wants. So for example, we have our staff right here, and we have this guy as our see, our assistant manager is, I think, this guy, Brian Klug. So his preferred position is a 4-4-2. So we just take a tactic that we know is good and we give it to him, and then we let him play that 4-4-2. But we just only give the tactic for him, and he can assign all the players that he wants. I think that's what we're doing because currently, if we just let this guy play, then he's not going to be very good. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. If you did like it, please like and subscribe, help me out a ton. And in the next episode, we jump into the 28-29 season, and after that, there's another season, and then I think we're gonna have to see what we do with the series. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one.